I know what I wanted to say before I had to shut down that last live stream. And a channel that I really do enjoy, Bunker TV, just had all his content taken down. And I know how that brother feels because I've had a channel taken down, a whole channel. They just didn't take the content, took the whole channel. And I know why, but I know that brother, he's sick about that. But Fuhrer, don't quit. Put another one up. Matter of fact, put three up. We already got Bunker TV 2. Go ahead and put them all in sequence. Bunker TV 4, 5, 6. Sooner or later, they're going to have to leave us alone. But yeah, I went up to your channel yesterday and saw that they had taken all your content. I was sick for you, bro. I was sick for you because you had a lot of hard hitting content on there. And just by the push of a button, they take all that away. That's not right. This flagging system on YouTube's here is a joke. It is nothing but a joke. Mimi said to roll me up a blunt. I told her I've been, trying to smoke slow. I don't have to hit a blunt every hour on the hour every day, all day. I smoke a blunt so I don't have to take these doggone narco pain pills. I definitely don't want to get used to taking that shit. So I'll roll this blunt up. She went out to the store from my auntie. And I want to put it out here right now. I know I got a good woman. Anybody that will go through what I've been going through with my grandmother and my aunties and still be there, she's the last of the great ones. She is absolutely last of the great ones. And that's why I told her, whatever I'm left, I'm leaving to you. Because, see, she has grandkids. She has kids and grandkids. She has a legacy. See, I don't have a legacy. As far as I look at it, I'm just here to take care of my my grandmother's passed on, but my aunts now. Because my grandmother made me promise her that I would watch out for both of them. Since their brother just let them be locked up in a snowstorm, didn't even come and dig them out. He can never be forgiven for that. And he can never be forgiven for the shisty shit that he's done to me and to his son from a previous relationship. I played through that last night that I got to talk to my grandmother before she passed on. And you could tell that she was hurt that not even her son came up to the hospital to see about her or any of them anchor baby grandkids. And that bitch has the audacity to come to the grave site boo-hooing. Somebody was praying for that bitch because if I would have went, she wouldn't even have got to see the damn coffin. It's bad enough that your daddy is a down low, one of them down low boys. It's kind of piss poor how he contracted herpes by either getting plowed or sucking somebody off in one of them rest stations on the side of the highway. Your mama is his beard, bitch. I don't know why this bitch was crying after you ain't getting shit. You've been the least appreciative grandchild. Grandmother is leaving you shit. She didn't even look at you as a grandchild. You were an anchor baby in her eyes. You're an anchor baby in my grandfather's eyes. And if my grandfather didn't pass on, I guarantee he would have sent not just your mama back, but both of them anchor babies too. And if Bobby wanted to go with him, he can go. Because when that punk motherfucker took the ultimatum that your mother put to him, either deal with her or deal with your previous child, and he didn't pick the right one, yeah, he looked really stupid in his own father's eyes. My cousin could have been another Michael Jordan. He was just that good in basketball. But then after his daddy got married to this Trinidadian Bush bitch, seemed like he didn't want to have nothing to do with him no more. Then that's when my cousin got heavy into them drugs. We're talking well past cocaine and heroin. You know, he's the first and only black person I know to use methamphetamine. I thought that was strictly just a white drug. He's the only nigga I know knows how to make it, definitely knows how to use it. That motherfucker, he's on my forever shit list, because when you come into this house and you steal our grandmother's anniversary china and silver, nah. Cuzzo's dead to me just like that bitch ass uncle is dead to me. I'm floating this boat now. Grandmother even says, like, that's my boy. Me. Not you, Mr. Jerry Curl. Did none of y'all do for your mother or grandmother? None of you. Bobby, anchor babies, Lil Bobby. None of y'all did anything. And how this motherfucker just sat back and watched your own mother and your sisters be snowed in when I was locked up. Sure are lucky didn't nothing happen to them. They froze in this house or something. Because you wouldn't get 1 hour of sleep. See, I know how to not let you get me up under, in that predicament, like how you got me, had me violating my probation. You ain't gonna get me like that. I'm not your crash dummy, nigga. You the family crash dummy. Couldn't even, you had to get the cockroach of the Caribbean. You couldn't even get a thorough Caribbean or Jamaican sister. You had to go with the cockroach of the Caribbean, a Trinidadian bush bitch. This bitch come over here black as a tire talking about she ain't black. And you married this stupid bitch anyway. Bobby, you stupid. You straight up stupid. You stupid for still rocking that damn Jerry curl. You stupid for still rocking that fanny pack. And you still stupid as hell thinking it's 1982 wearing some tight ass jeans. Males don't wear tight jeans, fool. That's what your daddy was trying to get through to you. But it went over your motherfucking Jerry curl head. Motherfucker gonna get mad, jealous. Because my grandfather and me had a way better relationship than father and son. And I hope that shit eats your ass up. Wasn't nothing on the timeline that I could. Oh, they're bringing charges against that school shooter, the high school's. Where is that in Oxford, Oxford, Michigan? So they brought the charges up against the parents. Let's see if they stick though. They had three. What? Yeah, those are state troopers. I guess they were going through the family's house, and they came out with three individual guys had armloads of long guns. And from what some reporters been saying, the mother knew that the child had the gun and texted him, said whatever his name, don't do it. So wait a minute. You knew that your son was packing a gun that hadn't been in the house a week, but you claim you got all those other long guns locked up. But the one gun you didn't lock up is the one that he went to school and caused all that bullshit. And then, the black community needs to start calling this white supremacist media out on their bullshit. Now, here, before they scrub, Facebook and Instagram and shit, I got to see a few of this dude's pictures and stuff, and he even looks disturbed. They say he was bullied and everything like that, and the school didn't do anything, yada, yada, yada. You know how it goes. And then the next day, he comes packing. But one student said that this same kid has been threatened for 2 weeks, saying that he's going to shoot up the school. Oakland County sheriffs didn't get a report like that. And when people told the teachers and the administrative up in the office at the high school, they dropped the ball and didn't even investigate it. Now you got 4 dead students. Forgot how many number are injured. And this all could have been avoided if the school would have stopped the people from bullying the little brat. I mean, he looks like he's frail. Let's see, what he doesn't understand is if he thought his life was bad before he took the gun to school, it's going to be nothing but bad from here on out. Because his conscience is going to get to him. You know, I've seen what the conscience can do to somebody that, they did have morals. And what they did, it got the best of them. It was a white boy. He tried hanging himself. And they took all his sheets off his bed so he couldn't do that. And then when I went to a different housing unit, they shipped him off to another prison because he said that he was a disciplinary problem. Wonder where this is on. Shit. Oh, my bad. I was reading something. And Candace Owens. Man, this bitch, she needs to. That black leprechaun face looking bitch, she really needs to shut up. She's going to say that black people are the most murderous people on the planet, huh? I don't know any black people that have stolen countries and people and stolen artifacts from all types of countries all over this globe just to bring them back and put them in their museum. Hold on a second. Got to tend to this blunt and stuff. Give me another Coca-Cola. Hold on. I didn't get a letter out. I was trying to get out before the mailman ran, so I guess I have to go up to the box and mail it tomorrow. It's nothing better than a cold can of Coke, a cold bottle of Coke. It's definitely refreshing. Yeah, I don't know what Bunker's gonna do about his channel. I hope he don't let this, discourage him. Because I've lost several channels, and it don't feel good. It does not feel good. Let's see. Yeah. KKK member runs for office as Republican. Oh, I gotta hear this. We can listen to it together. How about that?
If you're an Ohio homeowner that pays more than $67 a month for electricity, you may qualify to a well-known KKK member, Ku Klux Klan, is running for political office, and he may actually win. Okay. Let's play the video first.
When did you come out and renounce racism? Because I know you did that in the past.
2019, several times in 2020, but whatever banner I might have been fighting under, the enemy had always been the same: left-wing radicals, socialist.
But the Ku Klux Klan isn't against leftist radicals. They're against Black people, Jews. What do you believe now that you didn't believe then?
Like I said, it just depends on who's looking at it. When I've ever read anything like that, it seemed like they were just pro-heritage.
The Ku Klux Klan?
But, in some forms. But I'm not here to defend them.
What type of bullshit is that?
I will not spend one more day I did this last year. No more apologies.
But when I was looking at social media, you had put this picture here saying that Jovi Val was coming to speak at one of your rallies here. And then this is him, Jovi Val, the racist, and this is a Nazi hand gesture. And then he posted here, "Get in, we're hunting Judans." So he's talking about Jews. And that's him at your platform. Do you think that's someone who's a white supremacist?
I wouldn't call him a white supremacist. I think Jovi's got some issues. I didn't know he was quite that extreme.
But that was posted before you invited him. When you invited him and said you were bringing him here, he had already posted those things.
Yeah, well, Jovi was involved a lot with the MAGA. I wasn't aware of any of his other street activism.
Street activism. That's what we call street activism. Listen, I got a whole lot of this guy. Now, he says he denounced racism in 2019, 2020. Well, he did denounce racism in 2021, and then he qualified to run for commissioner right after he said, "Oh, no, racism, wrong, bad." And now he's saying because he did denounce it in 2020, obviously everybody just needs to move on. We have a picture of him with his crew back in the day. Let's show that picture. Street activist, according to him. All right, his name is Chester Doles. Mr. Doles is a former leader of the KKK and a neo-Nazi National Alliance leader. Filed paperwork earlier this year to run for a spot on the Lumpkin County Board of Commissioners. That's in Georgia in 2022. He wrapped up his campaign. Yes, that's what he's doing, all right? There's a significant history of racism and racial violence connected to this Klan's member. He's been in prison twice with white nationalists in Charlottesville in 2017's deadly Unite the Right rally. And while he claims to have left white supremacist groups behind, stays in contact with skinheads, neo-Confederates, and other Klansmen. Even so, he believes he can win running as a what? Republican. Of course. A Republican and an ardent supporter of former President Donald Trump. His campaign signs carry the warning, "Stop socialism, save America." A slogan borrowed from controversial U.S. Representative none other than Marjorie Taylor Greene, who represents Georgia's deeply conservative 14th district. Peas in a pod, right? Now, remember, there's a reason why virtually 100% of these guys are Republicans and 100% of them are Trump supporters. You cannot dismiss the significance of that argument. It gets deeper. He says, and I quote, "This is not a publicity stunt," he told the Atlanta Journal-Constitution. "This is not about me. This is about the community and what is best for the community." In some respects, this is the moment Doles has been waiting for. His campaign rhetoric, peppered with his critical race theory rhetoric, illegal immigration, and left-wing social justice movement, bears striking similarities to mainline Republican candidates in Georgia and elsewhere. So here's the connection. You mean to tell me that the white supremacist message, the white nationalist message, is the exact same as the overall Republican message in the United States of America? Yep. Yes, it is. And the current political climate has allowed some candidates with a checkered past like this guy, a past of violence against others because of his racism, even checkered presence, to mount successful campaigns. This month, at least seven people who were at the January 6th Trump rally and terrorist attack have won races around the country. Okay, let me give you some more background to this guy. Doles was also convicted in 1993 on federal charges related to the beating of a black man in Maryland. Doles was sentenced to 7 years in prison and served 4. In 2003, Doles, then an activist with the National Alliance, was arrested on federal firearms charges. The charge netted him another 4 years in prison. Okay? Here's what else he said. Now, this is the part that should cause everyone alarm, even if you subscribe to a Republican ideology. He said, and I quote, "I'm running for county commissioner and not something ridiculous like Congress or state Senate. I think if this thing does pop off and things go south in America with martial law and all that, it's going to be your local sheriff and county commissioners that's going to mean something in your area." Now, what do you think he's going to do? You think he's going to go around and attack other bigots and whites? If he feels like the government has gone too far, the federal government has overreached, if in his make-believe world, in his fabricated societal construct, if he thinks the federal government is overreaching, who do you think he reaches for? He reaches for black bodies. He reaches for brown bodies. He utilizes his bias and his racism, prejudice, and bigotry to institutionalize the racism. You see, this guy's a shining example of institutional racism because he wants to seek and obtain political power for the reason of implementing systemic and institutional racism in his local jurisdiction. Attorney, what do you see here?
I mean, first, I can't believe this is 2021 and this is happening.
Yeah.
You know, of course, we know that Trump, having won and still highly popular despite his racist comments and cuddling with these groups, is what is allowing this to happen. You know, the other thing is the gerrymandering, the redistricting that is creating districts that are so extreme. It is allowing people like him, which really are horrific. I don't even think it's that past. He didn't really try to distance himself that much. It wasn't just rhetoric, like you said. He actually was violent these racist, violent crimes as well, and he may very well win. You know, in California, we actually have a system where when you vote, the top two candidates move on to the general election. It can be two Democrats, it can be two Republicans, and the idea is to try to appeal to the broadest group of people. You know, if we can't get the voting rights bill passed and eliminate gerrymandering, we have to get something like this, because if they only have to speak to an extreme group of people, we will have more and more extreme candidates like him, which is really scary because, like you said, the things he plans on doing, you know, are very scary here as county commissioner.
Hello, I'm Michael.
That's crazy. But then again, we got a motherfucker here named Austin Change. Thinks he's gonna run for governor in this state and get rid of Black History Month. Goddamn African and shit. Come over here and he thinks he can just take Black History Month away. He's gonna have a hard time in this state. Still nothing else on this timeline, huh? What is this? What? Woman breastfeeds a cat on her flight. Oh, wow.
There's a woman who has been caught breastfeeding her cat on Delta. Let that sink in. Okay, here's the background. There's a woman on a Delta Airlines who reportedly was caught breastfeeding her pet mid-flight. Now, damn it, if you're going to do it at the beginning of the flight. Mid-flight is tough. Mid-flight, and refused to stop after she was caught. Okay? Newsweek reports that the woman was on a plane between Syracuse, New York, and Atlanta, Georgia, when the incident occurred. An image circulating on social media is reportedly a screenshot capture of a message sent using the aircraft communications addressing and reporting system. Pilots used the system to transmit text-based messages to the ground. Let's put up the message that was relayed. And I'm sure whoever got that message thought somebody has been drinking the small alcoholic bottles too much. What does it say? It says that a passenger in seat 13A is breastfeeding a cat and will not put cat back in carrier. In response to a request from a flight attendant is followed by a message that asks the situation to be addressed by the airline's red coat team upon landing. I don't know, this may not be a job for the red coat team. I mean, this may be a level 10 situation here, okay? I've actually done a little research on this, and one, probably not illegal unless you apply generally and liberally an animal neglect or animal abuse statute. Now, here's why. According to all of the science that I could find about humans breastfeeding cats, and surprisingly, there's a lot of that on the internet. Didn't know it.
What?
Cats will have severe reaction to human breast milk, including vomiting and swelling. And yeah, if it's excessive, they could die. Okay. This woman had one of those like hairless cats swaddled up in a blanket so it looked like a baby. Ansley Elizabeth reportedly said in the video. That's the flight attendant, okay? Her shirt was up and she was trying to get the cat to latch and she wouldn't put the cat back in the carrier and the cat was screaming for its life. I'm surprised she wasn't screaming. Anyway, all right, Miss Dog, in all of my days of doing the news, I never thought I would ever do a news story about a human being trying to breastfeed a cat in mid-flight on Delta Airlines.
I know. I was going to say something thoughtful about how these poor flight attendants are having to deal with so many unruly passengers. But I think at the end of the day, if you're going to do this, please just do it in your home. Like, I don't want to know. None of us want to know. Like, there's some things better just to be done behind closed doors. I don't need to know all the weird things people do.
All right. Fair enough.
Sounds like cat abuse to me. Shit. It's crazy. What else we got on here? Oh, let's see. NFTs, blah, blah, blah. Oh, CG just put one up. Let's check that out.
Intro. So much love and appreciation to those of you who have been with me for the 2-year period plus that I've been doing this. Thank you for showing your love and support to the channel. And to anybody else who is brand new to the platform and you would like to support the channel, also you can do it by way of Patreon, Anchor, the clothing store, and also the shoe shop that is listed in the comment description below. And again, thank you to any and all of you guys who have been here to support this channel during the 2+ year period. I wouldn't be able to do what I do every single day without you. Local county authorities say that they are still searching for James and Jennifer Crumpler, the parents of Oxford High School G-Man suspect Ethan Crumpler. Oakland County Prosecutor Karen McDonald announced 4 involuntary manslaughter charges each for the Crumbleys earlier Friday, and they were expected to be arraigned by video Friday in District Court in Rochester Hills during a hearing that started around afternoon before Judge Julie Nicholson. A lieutenant with the Oakland County Sheriff's Office said that the parents were not in custody. The Oakland County Fugitive Team, along with several agencies, are searching for the couple as of Friday afternoon. Quote, the actions of fleeing and ignoring their attorney certainly adds weight to the charges. They cannot run from their part in this tragedy. However, the Crumbly's attorney, Smith and Marley Lehman, stated that despite the reports, the couple is now on the run and will be returning to the area to be arraigned. The Crumbleys left town on the night of the tragic incident for their own safety. Quote, on Thursday night, we contacted the Oakland County prosecutor to discuss the matter and to advise her that James and Jennifer Crumbly would be turning themselves in to be arraigned. Instead of communicating with us, the prosecutor held a press conference to announce the charges. Crumblys left town on the night of the tragedy for their own safety. They are returning to the area to be arraigned. They are not fleeing from law enforcement despite recent comments in the media. FBI officials in Detroit stated that they are not involved with the search for the Crumblys Friday afternoon. Quote, at this time, we are not assisting with the search for Ethan Crumbley's parents. However, we are prepared to provide any assistance requested by Oakland County Sheriff's Office. It released an alert to be on the lookout for the parents who drove a 2021 black Kia Seltos SUV with the license plate DQG 5203 and own a white Kia Soul station wagon with the plates DZH 8994, according to the Secretary of State Records and the Oakland County Sheriff's Office. For James and Jennifer Crumbly, the parents of accused Oxford High School G-Man suspect, state that they are turning themselves in to face involuntary manslaughter charges. Attorney Sharon Smith late Friday afternoon indicated that Crumblys were returning to face charges. The Oakland County Sheriff's Department earlier Friday issued an advisory for people to be out on the lookout for the Crumblys because they had not turned themselves into police as their attorney supposedly had promised. Smith had stated that the Crumblys left Oxford area in the evening hours on November 30th, the day of the incident, for their own safety. She stated that they are not fleeing law enforcement and are returning. Their 15-year-old son, Ethan Crumbly, is accused of taking the lives of 4 students and wounding several others. Try to understand is this. right? Everybody's going to be facing charges, but look at how they're treated. They're treated as human beings, right? The young G-Man, right, decided that, oh, he wanted to do whatever he wants to do for whatever reason. Now the story is coming out. When originally, right, when he was captured, they stated that they didn't have any reason or any motive for, what took place at the high school. Now they're saying, oh, depression, oh, he was bullied and a variety of other things. But it's interesting that they are now trying to, I guess, give an excuse for this. They're now trying to give a reason as to why it is that it took place versus it was just, whatever it was. And as they stated in previous stories, the police saw him walking down the hallway with all types of things on him, but yet they decided to treat him as a human being and to not try to harm or injure him, right? They captured him without using mace, without using a billy club or a nightstick, without using a taser, without using dogs, without having snipers on roofs. Anything that you can basically list that they would normally use, they decided not to use it here. And they captured him without a problem. Now, when it goes to his parents, who they're the main ones that's supposed to face charges as well, magically they left town for whatever reason. They didn't even give a reason. I'm sorry, they did give a reason. They said it was for their safety, as if somebody was going to come get them. I've never heard of an instance where something like this has taken place in America and parents from the high schools directly started going after the parents with, pitchforks and torches. I've never seen that happen. But for whatever reason, right, the Crumblies felt that the whole world was going to just come down on them and they were just going to try to, pull them directly out the house. That never happened. Nobody sent any letters. Nobody sent a notification. Nobody sent a Facebook message saying that was even going to be the case. Nobody was even really worried about you up until, right, it was going to be stated that, you're going to be facing charges. Like I said before, throw them all away. Throw them all away. And now you have the area of Oxford trying to state that they want the world to see them as more than just this. First of all, nobody even knew that you guys even existed. Realistically, when anybody thinks about Michigan, they are only pretty much what? Detroit, Ann Arbor, maybe Pontiac, Flint, Southfield, Michigan. A few places, literally a few places, maybe even Ferndale, right? And also, of course, downtown Detroit, right? But it's only a few places, maybe even a handful. Maybe you can even count with two hands the areas that people might know. Nobody's really thinking about Oxford. Just being honest. Just being honest. Like I said, for a lot of those parents out there who are part of the global minority, uh, this is why you need to sit up there and talk to your kids. This is why you need to actually be parents. This is why you need to actually be involved with your kids. This is why you should have those heart-to-heart conversations. Where times like this is the time where you're not supposed to be a parent. You're supposed to, in a sense, be that friend, somebody that the kid can actually like talk to, so they quote unquote, as they gave it, won't feel alone, right? But like I said before, where were his parents before this? Nowhere. How much involvement did they actually have in Ethan's life? Probably none. Like I said, there's tons of warning signals and signs at home if parents are being parents and actually pay attention to them, but obviously they weren't. Proof of which, the parents were so scared, not scared of their son and what it is that he could potentially do or what it is that he did. They were so scared that other people were going to come for him that they decided to just skip town. Isn't that interesting? I wonder specifically where it is that they went and what did they specifically go to do? That's my question. I would like to see some toxicology reports, some blood test work done on those parents.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, the whole house needs to be, looked at to see if there's any type of paraphernalia for any type of narcotics that might potentially even be there that the parents might even use. Because, like I said before, this whole thing sounds quite fishy to me. And for the police to not automatically know exactly where the parents are and you wanted to press charges, wow, that's interesting. That is 100% interesting. But like I said, this is America. This is, how things are able to go. Can't be amazed or too shocked or surprised anymore. It is what it is.
Yep.
Like I said, you're gonna end up seeing more and more stories like this because you got a lot of parents out here not being parents. But anyways, let me know what you guys think about the story and everything that I listed in the comment description below. And as always, peace, love, stay tuned for the next video.
That brother puts out good content every day, damn near. Sometimes I get 2, 3 of his channel coming up on my timeline. I guess that's it for the timeline for a couple hours. Go up here. I gotta fix these dogs something to eat, and hopefully Nene can come back. It's already getting dark. I'm not worried about it. She's in the new car, and it's not snowing anymore, so I'm not really worried. She'll be back. All right, little dogs, y'all ready to eat?